We are live. What's going on, traders? Johnny here for another Sunday stock talk. It is Monday. The stock market is closed. It is President's Day today, February 17th. So the market will be open tomorrow. And if you want to watch me trade live as early as tomorrow, click the first link in the description or the pinned comment in the comment section and join 100% free lifetime access, and that'll help you get in and watch me trade live as early as tomorrow. So we are going to give the game plan for the week. Give us just a second for people to tune in and we will get started. Overall markets, very interesting to say the least. Let's go to the 4-hour as it's breaking through new highs finally, but right back to where it started. So are we going to see a sell-off, or is this going to push to new highs? I'm very interested to see what happens. So let's see here. Let's get this link spread around. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. We're going to do a real quick live stream, about 20 to 30 minutes, and update everyone on exactly what's going on. We do this every week, usually on Sundays. But of course, again, today the stock market was closed. We figured why not do it today? That way it's fresh in our mind for tomorrow morning. So yes, excited. Long weekend, 3-day weekend. We ended last week very successfully. We had quite a few green days. I think on Friday we ended on 80, 86, almost a $90 day. Aiming for that $100 day goal. Almost hit it. You could check that live stream out after this video, of course. All right, I do believe everything is shared. There we go. All right. How are you guys doing? You guys have a good weekend? Hope you guys did have a great weekend. I know I did. It was very long, very relaxing. I didn't worry about stocks or anything, YouTube videos. I just focused on hanging out with the family. All right, so let's get into it, guys. QQQ, it is overbought. As you can see, there is within this range here. Trading within this range, it had a little breakout to that 538 level. Now it's just back where that all-time high is, 538.28. What does this mean? Well, we can get a significant sell-off in the markets this week. If it does get rejected and begins to sell off, it could come back down as far as the moving average, about 3% or about 6%. Now, again, it doesn't have to sell off, but usually patterns and history do tend to repeat themselves. Now, if it does begin to push up, then we could see new highs. And of course, sky's the limit, because this is, of course, the NASDAQ. We are due for a new high because our previous high was back in December of last year. So December 15th of last year to now, barely break even. So if you invested at these all-time highs, and you were significantly down 6%, 5%, you will now be break even at these levels again. So that's one reason why I don't like to long-term invest. I'm not knocking anyone who does. I'm just, letting you know I'm more of a day trader. I don't hold any positions overnight. I have no open positions whatsoever. As you can see here, my positions, none. Because we start a fresh day every day with cash account, so we can make the best trades. Now, VIX market volatility, VIX index for greed and fear, very fearful. So we're at all-time highs. We need to remember that, which means we can definitely see some more selling pressure and potentially sell off even more. Doesn't say that we can't get a little bit more greed induced as well, more people buying in as we get into the new highs. For some reason, there's a weird psychology when it comes to new beginner traders where they want to buy at the highs. They want to buy at these all-time levels when it's super high up because they feel like it's going to go higher, when in reality we should be they should be buying down in these $500 levels when everyone's selling off and everyone's thinking the market's going to go lower and lower. But by identifying this $500 support, long-term investors could even have been buying at these key levels and holding and buying to these new highs. Now, as a day trader or even a swing trader, buying at these $500 levels, selling at 530, that was a nice 5% profit move within about a week. Okay, and then you let that sell off, you come back down to the support level, right? You let that sell off, and then you come back up and you make another 4 to 5% in 4 to 5 days. And you can do this over and over again with multiple companies. Now, the NASDAQ is very pricey, obviously, right? It's $538. So what you can invest in is TQQQ. It tracks it just exactly the same. It's much cheaper. It's anywhere from $73 to about $90. And basically what this is a triple leveraged ETF that tracks the NASDAQ, okay? Now, again, this isn't something I would hold long term, but it is something you could definitely swing trade and take some benefit, you know, buying at $73 support levels, because you can identify these support levels very clearly and you can see these support levels. Now, it's not always going to touch right at 90. This one got as high as 88. At this level, it got as high as 87, but that's still a nice 20% profit in about the same amount of time. This one was about 9 days. The one after that was about 4 days to make 18% profit. So moving forward, we're definitely going to be, you know, of course, continuing to watch the Qs, as the NASDAQ overall is very strong, and there's a way to benefit from trading the Qs, okay? Now, at these levels, QQQ can potentially pull back. If it does pull back to this support level, doesn't have to, but if it does, that's a nice, what is that, 6% sell-off, which means SQQQ would technically go up 3 times 6. So it'd go up 18% back to these previous levels, potentially, okay, potentially. Buying at 26, selling at 32 would give you about a 20% profit, 18 to 20%. Now, it doesn't have to happen, but it's setting up for a nice reversal if QQQ does begin to sell off. So right there in the first few minutes of this live stream and the game plan for next week, I've already shown you 2 ways to make money trading just the NASDAQ, QQQ, or I guess you could say SPY if you trade SPY, futures, really anything like that. So if we see new highs, then I would invest, you know, I'd maybe trade TQQQ, get up to these other levels, and if it begins to sell off, then I would obviously want to get into SQQQ as it begins to sell off. Both very risky. We cannot predict the direction of the market. All we can do is be prepared, have cash available in hand, and ready for when direction is in our favor and it starts to set up in the way that we see. If this gets rejected down to this moving average, then we miss the move, right? It could actually do something like this where it pulls back and then bounces and makes new highs. Okay, we can very easily see that happen. So what we don't want is to get caught in the wrong direction, especially as a day trader. Okay, so those are the ones for this week. And why is the market doing this? Well, let's look at Tesla. Tesla's been selling off, trying to get back some of that sell-off here from $300, about $315 to $366. If it can't hold this level and begins to sell off even more, then obviously we will, the market will go down as well, right? QQQ is made up of Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Apple. It pretty much makes them all up. Now, AMD, if this gets a nice bounce off of previous levels, then we can also see the markets begin to retrace up, make new highs. NVIDIA as well, getting back up to that $150 level. Again, trying to get back up to previous highs, which would also push the NASDAQ up as well. Google, passing its previous resistance level right here, right? It's made new highs. Is it going to sell off or is it going to push up more? Now, there are earnings this week. We probably should have went over that first thing. There are earnings going to be released this week, and we can actually pull that up in our Discord. Let's go ahead and we'll pull that up for you guys real quick now that I remembered. But yes, if Microsoft finds this support here and bounces back up, then we can definitely see some more upside to the NASDAQ as well. If you go to our Discord, I'll show you guys this actually. I have over 500 members now. First link in the description. We have main chat. This is where I give you my morning live trading sessions right here. Trade ideas when I do make my trades, why I made those trades, and as you can see here, this is a day trade. This is at the opening bell. I traded support to resistance and locked in some money there. Now, nonetheless, what we're trying to do is find the weekly economics reports. If you go down past chats, there's even profit chats here where we lock in, show our profits. Other members actually have their profits here. Look at this, $1,600, $300, $44, another $300. So, you know, someone trading futures, $100. So there's a lot of great information here if you guys want to sign up for the Discord. Now, weekly economics calendar, guys. Here we go. Weekly economics calendar. This is for this week. As you can see, markets are closed Monday, right? President's Day. But today, after the market closes, these companies here are going to be playing. Whoa, that is huge. Hey, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, let's see, did I cut off any of them? I cut off a few. Wingstop there, Dropbox. Okay, I cut off a few, but if you guys can see it, notable, not much today. Tuesday, we have quite a few companies reporting earnings. Wednesday, Carvana, Etsy, Garmin, Wix, Fiverr, Wingstop. Those are all pretty notable. Cheesecake Factory. Thursday will be Walmart, Rivian, Wayfair, Dropbox, Texas, Roadhouse, Booking Holdings. Friday, if there's any that you really see will make a major impact, let me know. But those are our weekly economic calendars. I give you guys updates on that every single week. So, it's a lot of great free resources to be had in the Discord when you sign up. First link in the description and the pinned comment in the comment section. Not just trading daily, but we give you updates on the current market as well. So, Microsoft could definitely push back up. Meta at all-time highs now. I mean, what can this do? This can continue to push up, or it can actually come back down. Same with Amazon and Apple, right? So they all make up Qs or the NASDAQ, and we'll see what happens with that. Now, that is the overall market. Gold, again, gold itself been pushing up. Called it out last week from these $15 levels that it could potentially push up to $21, and it looks like it has already pushed up about 22% since we called it out around this area here. Oh, come on, grab it. Right in this area here, about 2 weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks. Now, does that mean it can retrace and it could actually begin to sell off? Yes, it can, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to, okay? It can actually bounce off of this level here and push back up to higher highs, as this is now a support, not a resistance, okay? I got all these videos in our Learn to Earn lesson library that'll help you understand better these moving averages, support and resistance lines, and other indicators if you're more interested. JDST, oversold. Gold begins to sell off, then this can push up back to that moving average. So there's a few ways to play gold as far as going long, JNUG, or gold itself. And if you want to short gold, you think gold's going to go down this week, you can go long on JDST, which is actually going short on gold. Hope that makes sense. All right, and let's see, who do we got here? Anyone? It's a weird time to go live too, so not typically a normal time to go live. We usually go live Sundays. So Monday, everyone's at work. Bitcoin, again, not doing much, right? It's actually in a lower range than it was previously. We used to have a range of around, 90 to 108,000, another 90,000 to 109,000. So that was a huge range there. Now we're not seeing that range anymore. We're actually seeing a much smaller range over the last couple of, basically all of February. This has been trading within 95,000 and 98,000. So 95 to 98, 95 to 98. It's just literally flatlined within this small little area. And we need to see something, guys. It's going to push up back to 106 and break out, or is this going to begin to sell off? Well, it looks right now like it's just going to begin to push back up to 98,000. So if that's what you guys like to do, you can buy actually at support levels here and sell at resistance levels. Mara would be a good example of that. If we went on, say, a 4-hour time frame, it's not as correlated to Bitcoin as it probably should be. But again, buying these lows at 16, going up to $20, buying again at 16, selling at $20. Now it's been a little choppy as it's been, of course, Bitcoin's been kind of flatlining in this area. So Mara's actually selling off a little bit more, but buying at 15, 16 for a potential pop up to that $20 level on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does begin to push back up to 98 or even 100,000, we can see a significant push up with Mara, even to that moving average, about 10%, to $20, about 21%. Okay, but be very cautious with Mara. It is a digital holding company and mining company for crypto. So it's all based off of crypto and if it goes up or not. Okay. Other companies you could potentially trade. Riot. Riot's another company that trades within $10 and $13 very significantly. It's been pushing up to those levels. Again, a nice horizontal pattern playing out. And then Clean Spark, not so great as far as kind of, this nice push up was great. Wasn't able to hold, but between 9 and about 12 seems to be its range. Okay, now moving on to stocks I watch and we are looking at this week. Cinex is an aluminum company. It's pushed up from 11 to 25. We actually had one of you viewers and subscribers, and I believe an LTE member in Discord as well, called this out from 11 to 25, pushing up over 120% in about 2 months, 2.5 months. And again, trading horizontally, nice horizontal pattern, setting up so we can actually draw our lines on this. We have some resistance right around that $22 level ish, and we have some support right in this $17 level. So it's nice horizontal pattern from 17 to 22. Would have been a very nice trade, about 30%. Okay, 30% in a week, in 1 week. Okay, and then recently from 17 to 21, 25% in 18 days. So as this begins to sell off, if this comes back down to that $17 level, then we can buy some more. So we're watching this for a sell-off or a potential breakout of that resistance level. But this is a range for Cinex or aluminum. NNE, we did have someone call this out. It's actually making a nice bull flag pattern setup from lows, from these lower lows, actually trying to break out that level and now trading along that moving average and using this as a resistance. Is it going to break out, below and sell off back to 19 for like a 40% sell off potentially? Or is this going to push up to about a 50% profit or, potentially back to those all-time highs of about $48? It's very interesting. We're watching to wait to see what happens for this breakout, as there are bigger highs and lows than what it's creating right here. But that's a great example of a bull flag setup, right? You guys see that right there? You see this bull flag, you see this kind of area here, and then we should see either a break up above or a break below. Hope that helped. And then we have Palantir. Palantir making new highs, very incredible, very strong, from $60 to $120, literally doubling itself and anyone who invested in it within 30 days, guys. Crazy, right? Within 1 month, it's doubled. You could have actually bought this for $40 and pretty much tripled your money in about 90 days. So Palantir is a force to reckon with for sure, as it is extremely bullish. But let's be aware of these all-time highs. What goes up can come down, and we could see a significant retracement, even just to that moving average, 6%. Previous support at 104, 12%, and it could even go back to the moving average, anywhere between 25 to maybe 30% more of a sell-off. So let's be prepared for that this week, or it may continue to push up. Uber, we're looking at Uber. Someone also called this out. It did cross over that support or resistance, and now it's actually acting as a support. As long as it stays above $78, $79, then this can actually remain bullish and begin to go up higher. SoFi is a company we like to trade quite often. We've traded it before, and recently also this little breakout here. Now, it has broke out from $15 all the way up to $16.50 for a 12% profit. Looking very bullish as far as recent times, the past couple of weeks. What is that, 2 weeks here? It's been selling off, finally seeing some signs of reversal patterns and bullishness. And let's see if it continues. The last time it pushed up from 13.55 to 18, that was a 34% profit and happened in 9 days. So buying at 15, selling, here right now at 16, that's up 11% in 4 days. Could it push up higher to maybe 25% profit at those lows in about the same amount of time, about 7 days? Let's see. Or does it get caught with a bunch of resistance at this first red level here? I'm excited to find out. And yeah, I hope you guys are too. Now, let's see, last but not least here, SMCI. Very nice, or was that SoFi? That was SoFi, I'm sorry, SOFI, that was SoFi. SMCI though, also with pretty much the same exact setup, taking a little bit longer to form, but again, back to those previous highs of like $49. So that's very good to see there, $49. Is it going to begin to sell off back to these lows and back to these previous support levels, or will it push up even higher? Now, SMCI can be, a $122 company if it's claiming that it has a $25 billion revenue per year. If that is in fact true, this can actually double, maybe even triple. If it's not true, because of past history, they have got caught or at least in trouble or whatever for cooking their books and lying about how much they make or whatever. So could this actually get rejected at 49, 50? It's all a bunch of hype, and it's just an area to get bag holders and potentially go back to like $17. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens over the next couple of weeks as this plays out. So we're going to clear a couple of these lines as it does not make any more sense, and we're going to do this. There we go. Perfect. So looking for a pullback on SMCI or a push above $50 this week. Lunar, very nice. We've been tracking LUNR. We've been watching it for quite some time and trading it actually. Catching some nice support on the 4-hour time frame on that 200-day moving average above $19. It's now pushed above the 9-day EMA and the 45 EMA, indicating signs of a reversal pattern. Last time it had signs of a reversal pattern, it pushed up over 47% in 9 days. So if we can catch this pattern again, back up to those levels, that's a 28% profit buying at that support level. Okay, now it's up about to $20. Say tomorrow you wake up, it's at 20. If it doesn't get rejected like it has in the past, okay, this is an area of rejection. If it doesn't get rejected and drop 5%, then we can see a nice, push up, maybe 21% profit long term within a very short amount of time. It could be 5 days, 7 days, a few days. So Lunar is something that I am definitely watching as it's above that 200-day moving average. It's remaining very bullish. It's holding all its price action as it continues to push up, and that's what we like to see. So if it can hold and go back to 25, we can see a very significant amount of profit, about 25%. And then XPEV, same thing, very bullish. It had a horizontal pattern for quite some time. Now it's pushing up, making newer highs and higher highs and higher lows. And again, another support level being held. If it can continue to push up, we called this out actually at these $15 levels. It's already up 8%. It can push up a little bit higher, make a 15% profit for anyone who got in at those levels. If you wanted to get in, say, tomorrow and it's still looking bullish from 1650s to about 1780s, that's about a 7% profit still, okay? Still very much able to make some moves on this trade still. But it could also get rejected at that $17 level, so let's be aware of that, okay? And then Sound, last but not least, Sound has had a significant sell-off, recently pushed up from even lows of like $3 to highs at $25 in 50 days, guys. In 50 days, it's pushed up over 400%, and so far it's given most of that move back. A lot of hype and just a lot of, just it's not true. All this movement is people buying it and buying hype. Kind of like AMC or GameStop, so be very careful with this company. It could sell off back to those $5 or $6 levels. It even got to $10, which was a big surprise. We've traded it and made quite amount of money on these dips, these highs, these lows. We even traded this sell-off here, making over close to $100 on Friday. It was like 86 bucks on this single trade. Trading this tiny little reversal candle here. We could actually show that to you right here. We traded this little move here and made a pretty decent amount of money, right? So it's creating this horizontal pattern level. Technically, it's creating somewhat of a 3 stages of reversal, and if we can catch this and time it correctly, buying at say $11 and it pushes back up to 15 or even 18 bucks, we can make a nice 30 to even 60% profit. Okay, and it doesn't mean it has to happen overnight. And it doesn't mean it even has to happen. This can actually remain within this horizontal pattern level for quite some time. So if that's the case, say it sells off to 1040, you sell at 1182, that's still a 13% profit, still very significant if you are to want to trade this as a day trade. Now remember guys, I never hold anything overnight. I always make sure that I close all my positions, whether I am in profits or I am actually negative, whether there's a lot more room for those profits to ride if I held overnight, or if, you know, I just have a trade that can play out, but it just isn't happening. Whatever the scenario is, I always make sure to close my positions out before the end of every day. So that way I go into the next day fresh with a full cash account balance to take advantage of trades that present themselves. There's no point in putting money into companies that are trading sideways like this. There's no money to be made, and there's no point in trading in companies that have a downward trend. If you see something that's in a downward trend, then I would not invest in it. We want to invest in companies that have an upward trend like this. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Sunday Stock Talk on a Monday because of President's Day. And I hope you guys all found it interesting enough, or you're intrigued just a little, to potentially join our live day trading session in the morning at market open with our LTE team. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, of course, when the market is open. And yeah, we have a good time, trade for about 30 minutes to an hour. And you could also connect with myself in the Discord personally, ask me questions, and I could help you along with your trading journey. And you could actually connect with other like-minded individuals just like yourself who just want to learn how to be more consistent, more profitable in the stock market. So hope you guys enjoyed this short game plan for the week, and we will see you all in tomorrow morning's day trading session. All right, guys, I'll see you all there. Have a great day.